Hey guys. We've done a couple handicap games. Some is black, some is white. I played this one today and I thought it had some good things to look at. So let's look. I'm white, 4 stones. Black should think about settling here. So the kick and jump out. Good way. I extend. Um, there are some reasons to make this fourth line and not third line. Let's look at them. If third line, black is encouraged to come in right away, kind of like as a habit and without thinking. That's an overstatement, but let's look at why. First, this is white's very likely move. Black comes under, and all of a sudden, black owns the corner. He didn't a moment ago. That's a sizable corner. On top of that, it's pretty much Sente. And then black can go do whatever he wants, and it's a very nice opening so far for black. If white doesn't respond, then the black stones are alive. White has a number of cuts. White has no base at all. It's a negative situation. So now we're going to look at the high move. And perhaps I want to show that it's thicker. Let's look at it this way. If we look at this exchange, we see white being very solid and without cuts. Now let's move that white stone back where it was. And same situation, but now white's cut. The point is that it's a stronger shape. And I haven't looked at this in depth. I've gone over it with a couple pros, but I couldn't in no way say in depth. But here, those were just some of the things that come up. Okay, we go forward. He jumps in. Now, perhaps he heard about this move. Someone told him about this move, and he thought, this looks similar. Okay. Okay. I haven't looked into, is this good? Is this bad? What's going on here? I just didn't like being in the position of, I mean, it's fine, right? Sorry, let me do that again. I mean, I'm thick to the outside. I have Sente. It's not a problem. I just didn't want to get pushed around. I don't know. There's a move that I tend to play in these situations. I don't think it's a good move. Then why'd you play it? I try moves over and over, trying to get someone to punish me, trying to get in a situation where I see alternatives. And this game and this review I'm doing is showing me that maybe I shouldn't be playing the move. So what I tend to do here and now, what I liked about this, which I shouldn't like, but let me show you why I like it. I now have a strong position. I can go over or under or out at C. So far, it's looking good. Also, 3-3 is wide open. I've left the white D's just alive. Okay, now that sounds great, and that's why I did it, why I've been doing it. But let's say black simply drops down. Well, the under doesn't work anymore. The over doesn't work anymore. White's got to play here. So I've accomplished almost nothing. Actually, black can come up in Sente. I'm not accomplishing anything. So that's why I'm thinking it's probably not a good move. Okay, moving forward. He jumps out. Now he's thinking in general. Oh, I've done something with the East Stone. Now I'll pop out. He didn't ask why. What should I be thinking here? He didn't ask that. And this is the habit we want to get into. Check out your groups. Let's do it. Looking at this board, our first question. White's been all around the A group. We better check that one out. Oh, can't get surrounded. It doesn't have the corner, but it's in no way in trouble. It would take 2 or 3 moves to surround, and we still live if we wanted. So not a weak group. Okay. Now we look at the A stone. It's a stone. It's not a group. Black's not committed to it. Is it an important stone? Well, that's hard to judge. If you don't know, then treat it as unimportant. Now, that might sound funny, but let's look. If black's fine and white's fine, black's going to play a big move. This is the move he probably doesn't want white to play, so let's play there as black. And now we check out what's happened. We did a good work around A. We did a good work around B. We didn't get the C stone moving, but nothing's changed other than white's now in a worse position. So if white says, I don't like that idea, I'm going to take care of it. Great. Black got 2 moves away, which means the Aji stone for black was very useful. As a matter of fact, it's still useful, right? Still things to do. That's the beauty of Aji. So if you don't know what to do with it, just walk away. Now, when it comes out, that allows me to connect under, which is a huge relief. Big relief. I could have been in trouble. Instead, he wasted a move. That's a big difference, let me tell you. Okay. He continues in the area. Go through your thinking. A group's fine. Is B and C one group or 2 groups? Well, I'm sure white can cut it. I guess we see it as 2 groups, 2 stones, but neither is a group. There's really nothing to do there. White, just this move, established himself as strong. So why would you play there? You can't attack. There's nothing to defend. It's certainly not a big area. If white plays again, he'll get what? Less than 10 points. So again, maybe just remove the nice thing, and then white might be inclined to fix. Who knows? So playing here, it's picking a fight, trying to accomplish. There's no thinking that makes this valid. And this, of course, is the crux of the matter. Is that a word? Crux? The crux of the matter. Black is not in the habit of thinking about his moves. And it's a hard thing to do as a Q player because what do you think about? Well, go through your groups. Do I need to defend? Should I be attacking? And if we ask that here, white's group on top, should we be attacking? That's a pretty strong looking group. It's fine. Okay, black plays here. I take care of business, capture the stone, and now I have a very nice group. Okay, black should check out his groups. A group is no change. It's nice, even a little better than it was. The B stones, he's invested 2 moves here. That's a big investment. And there's a big gap there. So he should be connecting B and C, which he does. Excellent. That's a fair amount of points, stability. He could think about making it 4th line. There's a chance that's better. but third line's perfectly solid, no problem at all. Okay, we continue. Those of you who know my handicap game, I have a pattern. I always start at A. Once I'm settled, I move down to B. Once that's settled, I take over whatever 3-3's left over. And I do that every game for a number of reasons, which I've talked about before. We won't talk about it again here. So that's why I play here. Okay, attacking's reasonable. No reason not to. No reason to, but no reason not to. So I just stabilize this move. If you go back before AI, this was considered a mistake. AI says not necessarily. It depends on what you do next. So we used to say that if black plays here, and I remember talking with a number of 9-dan professionals about it, and they go, oh, this is just bad for black. This is not right for black. AI comes along and says, no, this is wonderful, no problem at all. Very practical, good points, stability, with a future, right? There's still surrounding and stuff, so not a problem. But if you do what he did, it's a serious mistake. Now the cut works and something dies. He should take the bottom, that's the big side, and he does. I get a bigger and stronger group than I would have otherwise. Okay. Let's do black's thinking. A group looks nice and solid. The B group, remember, the 3-3's open. Well, with that in mind, and white has a new wall here, right? A thick, strong wall. All of a sudden, this white is very big, puts black behind enemy lines with the corner open. Oh, it's no good. And black takes it away. That's great. It's a good move. Really excellent. Big, strong, thinking move. Nice. 3-3, like I always do. When I saw this move, I hoped he was going to do what Q players tend to do here. Let's look. He didn't. He did the right move. But let's look at what Q players tend to do. They make their wall in Gote. I get the corner. I'm alive. I have points. And let's just look at a basic picture. White can enter in easily. And look at the black group in the bottom right. It's just a stick. It doesn't have eyes. Now, I'm not saying black's about to die or anything, but the wall in Gote tends to be meaningless. Now, if black already had an extension in, then when you make the wall, it's nothing but plus. It's just plus, 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 as long as you're not over concentrated. And even then, it's not horrible. Okay, but instead, he double honeyed. So this means he's going to get the corner, which is perfect here for him. Let's look at why. Okay. His A group, very strong, very alive, with points. That's nice. His B group, very strong, very alive, with some points, with not a small amount of points. That's good. If I play anywhere around C, what am I accomplishing? Making zero territory, creating a weak group for him to attack. So I have no desire to play on the bottom, which means it's becoming black's without even playing there. Very strong area for black. So it's perfect for him. Now, since I didn't like this, I thought about going the other way. So when you don't like this Panuki, there's another one to take, and that's this one. We're about to do a double Atari, so he fixes. We capture the stone. Now we have a Panuki on the bottom instead of the right. Well, but then I thought, well, this is just as bad as the other one. There's nothing I can do here. Ooh, I'm going to get 3 points. It's just, yeah, there's no attacks, no nothing. So I realized this is the best way because there's stuff I can do on the right. I do have Sente after all. Okay, let's do Black's thinking. No weak groups for Black. Remember, this A group completely stable because of the extra 2 B stones. It's just eyes galore with points. So no defense at all. Shall we attack the A stone? Well, it's possible. I think we'd probably want to do it safely, which would be perhaps here. 4th line at a distance from everything, so it's not going to get attacked with any ease at all. And we're attacking 2 separate white groups. This, by all means, does bother the white group. So that's possible and perhaps the most reasonable. But let's look at another way. White is suggesting he wants to grow Area 1. That's why Black would come in, is to say, I don't want you to have Area 1. But let's compare Area 1 and Area 2. Area 2's much bigger. Not only does Black have 2 strong groups prepared to take it, while White has a flexible group on the right, and that's all. Black has height, White doesn't. So what if Black says, please, go ahead and take it? Well, if White says no, this is a powerful move. White's probably going to say yes. And then, wow, Black's Moyo's huge. And if White comes in, which White has to, it's completely in Black's control. So this is a much better way than the risky attack. And 3rd line, so, I mean, that Blackstone is running out of options quickly. I went ahead and just thought I'd stabilize. Let's look at what White should not do. If White comes in here, what happens? I live, I take Black's points and make them my own. What's the problem with that? Well, Black really hasn't lost any points. Whatever he had in the corner, he gets on the outside. Now, what's White's Panuki going to do? Well, it's almost like I need a move to defend it in this case. I mean, Black has no problems now. He's ahead on points, and no weak groups. It's an easy game for Black now, and that's what I can't allow. So instead, I stabilize this way, and Black plays this one, which is a mistake. I think you know this. Yeah, well, it's the example is a good enough example. I don't need to remove stones or anything. Okay, so he captures it. It's a Q trap. Q players like to capture a stone. But here's Black playing a number of stones on the 2nd line for how many points so far? 2 through 5. And now Black should consider running out. I never checked if it was allowed or not. Let's find out. I'd say tired. Boom, 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 boom. Always assumed it was good for Black, and indeed it's good for Black. Okay, so I need to use the net, at which point he would Atari. I say Atari, he's going to capture, and the result is that his A group He has way too many stones to take just a few points, while I get Sente and thickness to do serious attacks like at B or something. Very serious attack, thick, strong. It's a terrible result. So it's just a mistake. Instead, black plays this way. And now in Sente, I've netted the stone and I can walk away. And black spent a lot of moves on the second line, third line, really over concentrated. So now, with a few small mistakes, really just a few small mistakes, and white's really picking up some steam now. What to do? I don't like, if we go try to attack that stone, let me mark it so we're all on the same page here. The A stone is weak. Where can it go? It can go to the side at B or out at C. Let's say I attack it this way. It's area 1. Just a second. Come on back. Where'd you go? There we go. No. There we go. Area 1. Where'd the stone go that I put down? I do not know. If I attack, area 1 is now pitifully small. So much so, I really don't even want to take it. It's so small compared to black just does something like this. White's pitifully small. So I don't want to do that. If I do it this way, again, same thing. It just, okay, now I can take it. Granted. Of course, it's still not taken, and it's just so easy for black. So I need to attack him on a very grand scale, begging him to live. Please live. Then when I go and chase you and surround you, that's where I'm going to be getting my profit. Okay, let us consider. What should black be thinking? Well, I'm not committed to A, so it's not a weak group. Is it an important stone? It's not going to defend anything. It's not going to attack anything. If it's lucky, it might take 4 points. That's if it's lucky. What it does do is it exists in a rather large area 1, which perhaps goes from the A stone to the B stone. If I enclose that along this line, right, that's a nice big area. Okay, so we could either consider exchanging, because black is getting a pretty big area, or just run out lightly so you can't, if white captures, where do I put this? Let's put it here. If white captures it, it's still just too small. Doesn't mean anything. So you can run out very lightly. But this move, trying to live inside when like this stone's alive, it's not like it even has one eye. So at this point is the first time in the game white has hope. It's like, my guess is I win the game now. I haven't won it, but my guess is that this is game over. Let's look at a couple white moves. If I start to surround this way, this is an easy walkout. But if I surround this way, not an easy walkout, still behind enemy lines. So I start that way. Here, I was just about to play the normal pattern. I go to do the surround, but he's living somewhat casually here. What have I accomplished? Near nothing. So I had to look at another alternative, which would be this one, which is, I can't say hyper aggressive, but really deep fighting. I'm here to fight. And at first, that's not something you step into. But then I thought about it. My A group can live anytime it wants, but black can stop it. For instance, this black move, now white, if white plays, white has one eye. If white doesn't play, white doesn't have, well, I guess white has one eye regardless, but just one eye. Yes, but this is Sente to kill the corner. He's got to come back and do something, at which point it just makes me so out so easily. So my A group is actually much stronger than it looks. And it looks strong. And it's even stronger than that. So I feel very prepared in the A department. The B department, that's where you'll find the hives on level 2, the B department. That one I was concerned about. It's not exactly ready to fight because it's not an eye. I mean, I have to capture. That's not an eye. Well, I do have a hidden eye here, right? I can get an eye in Gote, and I can get out. And he's weaker than I am. And of course, he can't get an eye over here. So I thought, okay, so I am prepared to go the aggressive route. I've got and don't Hane, because now he'll just kill the ladder and he's out again. So just save. See how he can save his cut here? Sorry, let me get on the right button. He can save his cut, but then I've got that Sente. Not that that's absolute, but I have things I can do here. These aren't the perfect moves, but it's not, there's still good stuff I can do there. Okay, just get out. Get it in a ladder, capture. So if we pause here and look at the results so far, his A group, totally behind enemy lines, no way out of there. I've got the monkey jump to B and a nice move at C. This black group, okay, it's going to live. It's going to get like 3 points, but that's an awful lot of stones for 3 points. White, on the other hand, the A group is significantly bigger than it looks. And let's just look at why. A lot of you know this. So we know the proverb, a Panuki in the center is worth 30 points. Now, a lot of proverbs aren't all that technical and literal. They're like painting a picture. But Panuki in the center is rather accurately 30 points. It's pretty strong. Now, what you might not know, come on back. What you might not know is the turtle shell is worth, I think it's 60 points. Maybe it's 40. It's been so long since I've heard about the turtle shell. But it's significantly bigger than, it's got to be 60, bigger than the Panuki, because there's extra thickness on the upside, downside, with much less chance of dying. Anyway, it's big. And that's pretty much what I have is with A is the turtle shell. Very thick, very strong. I can do great things with it. Okay. I can cut. He tries to get out. This is the first reading I've done. Let's just not sure it's worth it. Remember let's do a life and death. Black to play. Can he survive? And everyone goes, well, that's stupid. Of course not. And then my response is, you mean you read out 40 moves that fast? And you're like, well, that doesn't count. Yeah, it does. You ask a beginner player that question, and they're going to go, let me think about it. And they're going to have to start reading it out. And after, oh, okay, I'm pretty sure it works. And then what about that one? Now maybe you're looking, go, okay, let me make sure I read that out correctly. I mean, so it's really a matter of what you're familiar with. Okay, now I had a reason to say that. And at the moment, I can't recall what it was. Let's go back here. And I have no memory of what it was. Oh, here. This is the first, so there's reading. Man, I'm so all over with this explanation. There's reading, and then there's what you call a glance. That 40 move readout you got at a glance. There was no reading involved. Cute little Atari kill. There's no reading, you glance. So this is the first reading I did. I had to make sure that the ace stone's not going to get out. And I go, okay, blah, 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 blah. Okay, it doesn't get out. I can do it. Okay. Here, surround, because now when he gets out, the cut doesn't work anymore, right? So my health's at an issue. He can't cut because of the Atari. Okay. So this gives me health, continues center thickness, making my A group alive one way or the other. I mean, he can't cut me. And now I'm very close to the bottom of the board, making it very hard for black to take. So I've taken a big step on reducing the bottom. Okay. Where should black play? Bottom small. My new center wall is what's big. So black should think about any sort of coming out into the center. Some coming out in the center is important here. He plays here. What a small move. What's that? 6 points? Let's give it 6 points in Gote. So if you can remove, we'll call it a pass. It's kind of a pass. If you can remove the passes, you're going to be 4Q, 3Q maybe. Be surprised, like a 6Q passes all the time. So it's easy to take white and win just because your moves are bigger than his. Okay, onward. I start the core right away. I don't expect any sort of killing. but I want to bother him. I want him to make him feel worried. And if he wins the co, can he take right away? Yeah. I don't care. Means nothing to me. As a matter of fact, if he wins it, I still get a devastating, I mean, that could kill him. So I do it and he just submits, which is appropriate. And now I can read the other things, I'm busy reading this, and I'm pretty sure I can get a secchi here later, but I've only glanced at it with no conclusions. It's too small I don't think there's death there. So, when I'm thinking of my center wall, he can jump in pretty good. And this move threatens to kill something, right? If he doesn't do anything, something of his is dead now. And that's sizable and it's already good for outside points. Now I have a wall from A to B to C to D all the way down to E. So out I come, starting to draw a huge center as I work with the A, cuts at B and C. I'm getting close to all his thin area. Here I had some decisions to make, and I decided to just slowly jump out. Because I'm like, that looks like it's going to be hard to live in there. So I'll just do it. I'll go gently. A snapback is there, so I just connect up with the snapback. Here, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of moves I don't like here. But I saw a move that made me feel like, this is practical and big and strong. So I played here, which gives me a very nice Hane worth how many points? I mean, it's not small. And don't forget, I'm cut here. So it's good for defense, it's good for size, it's good for the next attack. There's no cut there, right? There's no cut. He comes out. Now there is a cut. Now there isn't one. That's snapback, right? Boom, boom, snapback. And it's a good forward move. Okay, he still can't cut me. And what would this be for? I can't think of, that's a Q move, right? Oh, and then I play the tiger's mouth. Yeah, it's nothing. I'm here to hurt white. I decided this is a pretty sharp killing move. Well, if I go for the surround, how close is he to life? I didn't want to stop and read all that out, right? That's hard, and I'm a lazy person. So I just went with the move and said, I'll chase him for a while. I thought I better finish this. And then start here. Start drawing my line from A to B, basically. But there's a little more to it. He is really near death here. He has very bad shape. And this starts it. Comes out. His health did not just get better. Look how close to death he is. Even if he cuts me. Tari, he's dead. So it's really weak here. So I come across, he comes, push again, still very weak. comes across. I really want to cut right now. So, just do one thing at a time. Slow down a little bit. I knew he could get the bottom. And I thought, he's got some bad Aji there still. I thought, maybe this isn't big enough. Maybe it'll just make it a close game and he'll win. Okay, just let him win. I'm going to play steady and not worry about it. I get out. And now I'm not even sure this is Sente. So my groups are all fine. I'll let him take that move, that stone, and I kill. Now there's a chance if I play here, he's already dead. But that takes some accurate reading. Make sure there's no variation where he can find life. So I go play here. Now I know there's no variation where he can find life. Capture, which is big, takes care of all the bad shape he had, along with 10 points. What I would have had, what he did get. And I just finish up with the capture. Notice if he saves, it's Sente to come under. As a matter of fact, he can save this way. And when I take, remember that 3-3 being open? This is Sente to kill him, maybe. There's some serious, it's a big move, creating serious Aji in the corner. I don't know why he gave that to me. Just, he's perhaps feeling frantic, but his cueness is becoming clear. See the stuff going on here? I did not even glance at it. I'm thinking, I'm weak. Oh, what if it doesn't work? I don't care if it works. I'm seriously weak here. Don't even look. Just fix. Well, what if you were to get a free move? I've been over that question so many times. Just fix. Unless it's some emergency. This is the only chance you have in the game. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, come on in. I'm alive. I'm alive. In Sente. Look at his eye shape. So I start messing with his eye shape, and he's dead. Now, if you go back 50 moves, you would say, oh, that A group, as a matter of fact, I'm going to do it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. You're going to kill the A group. I don't think so. Actually, let's do that before the Hane. Oh, yeah, you're going to kill the A group. I don't think so, buddy. Well, he's got a weak B. That leads me to C. Okay, starting it up. I eventually get, and everything starts collapsing. This happens all the time. Crescendos. The crescendo raises, you don't have time to take care of all the odds and ends that come up. So when you start to walk along the go board, get everything taken care of as you go. Okay. Boom, boom. I kill. And he tries a couple more things. Thought it was a good time for that snapback. Now he's about to kill me, so I take another snapback. And now, for the first time, his liberties are tight, and I'm very much considering the ko. Because if he takes, I'm not risking anything. I don't care if he takes the ko, wins the ko, it doesn't mean anything to me. So it would be flower viewing. So all of a sudden I can do, for instance, Atari, and then, there's just a lot of problems here. So he comes down, and lots of bad shape here. So he does that. We'll just go to the next kill, which is fun. So I come down. See the Aji there? Interesting Aji. Yeah. How do we remove the Aji? One more time? Yeah. And now the shape's good, right? Better. But this is bad shape. So I come down. He tries to save his corner. Maybe I should have just haunted. Anyway, I cut. All I want is Atari, connect. Just looking for just a couple points. But he plays here, Atari, liberties, kill the corner. And there's just dies, and he resigns. Okay, so we looked at a lot of stuff. If I was you, which I was, I will go, wow, you mean I can, when it's my turn to play, I can look at my groups on the board, and if I see trouble, I can fix it. And that's the beginning of strength. I was so excited when I found that out. So hopefully you're going to go, hey, I can play better by simply following some rules and thinking as I play. Okay, that's me doing my preaching. See y'all later. Bye.